Bitcoin has entered bear market territory and I'm still holding on into my short, especially a short from the all-time high, and I'm still expecting lower to come on Bitcoin because right now we just lost the one and only important support in Bitcoin, and other than that we've got nothing that is too important in terms of support. I'm going to tell you exactly what's my plan, how we could have actually entered into a bear market, and also what are the next support levels for maybe trying to take a risky long, because as you can see, obviously Bitcoin has been dumping like crazy ever since we had taken the short from the all-time high. I've been trying to short every single pump, hence why I wanted to actually short from 116, and then later on we've been actually trading Bitcoin actually quite well because we altogether had taken a short from 106, 107, and then later on also shorted 104 and also 103.5. So hopefully everybody has entered at least one short from watching our videos and live stream, because right now there's nothing to be taken right now. I even tried to take a long, just to be totally transparent. I even got my long that could actually be hitting my stop loss right now. I tried taking a long in the morning, as you can see guys, and right now it's going to hit my stop loss. I always try to be as transparent as possible. Now I'm going to explain why I tried to long 97 and also what is going up next after losing 97, because as I told you guys, 97k 96 is the most important zone in terms of support, because if I go on a literal higher time frame, on a daily time frame, and then I literally take the volume profile pull from the beginning of the year to the current price action, we clearly see how important it is for us to hold 96, 97, because it literally has the highest amount of buys and sells for the past year. Hence why, even though I did not totally close my short, as you can see, I'm still holding on into my short from 106, and I even got my all-time high short, as you can see here on the screen, taken from 126, 125.4. Hence why I wanted to at least try to maybe long the most and the least, or sorry, the last support to be taken, because I knew and I understand that losing 97, 96 will probably cause a much deeper retracement. Hence why right now, as soon as I'm seeing right now my long, my risky long being losing money, I'm still got my open short, as you can see, from 106.3. Hence why I always tell you guys that if you have a winner, if we have a good trade, especially because we have been taking some good shorts in the past week, I do not recommend closing or taking any profits. The only thing that I always recommend, to be honest, is just moving the stop loss at entry. Other than that, just keep it open, because that would allow you actually, as I did, that would allow you to actually try to take a little bit of risky longs as we're going down, because as I told you, with this huge downtrend, with this bear market probability of us entering a bear market, it's much likelier that we are going to get nicer shorts rather than nicer longs. Hence why the longs are always going to be risky. Now I'm not saying that I didn't lose a long. I tried to long. I want to be totally transparent, and even it's going to hit my stop loss in front of you guys. But as I told you guys, it's always good to have multiple shorts open. Hence why, or hence that, if the price goes lower, you can try risky longs, and then you immediately know if you're right or wrong, because as you can see, we had the most important area. I had a plan, I think, for the whole month previously. If you've been watching my channel and even watching the live streams, I've been making it quite clear. Even if you go back to, I think, the videos that I've been making, I think 2 weeks ago, you clearly see 97k as my target, even when Bitcoin was, by the way guys, at 114, 112. I've been talking, I was the guy that was talking about hitting lower prices, but right now, ever since we had hit 97, I saw that we got some shorts opening. I saw a bit of a good reaction on a lower time frame, and I decided not to short or close my short, but at least try to long. So I just want to make it totally clear that I made a post on Telegram and I said that I'm going to long here, a risky long, but that would not, to be honest, make me fearful of trying to long, because I always tell you guys, whenever I have a plan, I'm going to take it, and if I lose money, I'm going to be quite transparent by showing you where exactly and how much exactly did I lose on a trade. So as you can see, I'm losing money. It's going to hit my stop loss. I'm going to lose, I think, $150, but I always got my other shorts open, hence why it would allow me, to be honest, to take some hits in terms of trying to long. But right now, because we had lost, and as you can see right now, we are currently, as the moment you're speaking about, Bitcoin has been losing 97, 96, and if this whole zone, this whole green zone, turns into a red zone, as you can see, then, to be honest, there's going to be a huge, much more drop. To be honest, I'm not the kind of guy to spread around FOMO. I'd never never, to be honest, tell you right now to short the market. You're too late. If you're thinking about shorting the market, it is too late, to be honest. Maybe, just maybe, if we get a random pump, say we fall lower to 92 and then go higher, try to short the highs or the fake pumps, as we've been doing for the past, I think, 2 weeks. Ever since we had gotten this fake out of 111, I tried to short here, and then every little pump we tried to short, as seen from the past 4 to 3 days. Hence why it's never, to be honest, probable or even reasonable to try to short here, even though I'm going to speak about like much lower price. I'm going to speak about the possibility of entering a bear market and seeing much lower prices. I'd never, to be honest, recommend someone to at least open a short right now. We either wait for lower price and then try to long, or just hold on into your shorts, and that would allow you to actually try multiple long ideas as we're going down. But now that we're done with this, let me also talk about my next long trades, because as I told you, I've got multiple shorts that would allow me to take maybe risky longs. But just to keep it in mind that yes, they are risky longs, because obviously we're downtrending, and it's quite clear that maybe, just maybe, I'm not the kind of guy to throw around words, but to be honest, it's quite clear that maybe we've topped out. I wouldn't care much, but that would allow me to hold on to my shorts and understand that just by losing 97, 96, if I use the same volume profile tool and take a larger pull, as you can see, let's just take it from the beginning of 2024 to the current price action, we clearly see that in between 97, there's literally nothing that is too major or important that would hold us from dropping even lower, even if I make the pull quite closer to the current price action. See how close it is? Like if we lose 96, 97, the closest maybe a little bit of support would be at 91, 92. Hence why I'm thinking that right now we need to be cautious. I'm not saying to sell now. Please, if you haven't sold at the all-time highs, at the pumps, do not sell now, and especially do not short, because obviously shorting right now would not make sense. But at least the best thing to do right now, if you do not have or you couldn't manage to get any shorts from the content that we've been sharing for the past 2 weeks, at least avoid getting into random longs. I'm going to mention a couple of maybe longs, viable longs on the lower time frame, but as I've shown you guys, that maybe we can even afford to take a bit of losses, because I want to keep it totally fair and also transparent with you guys. So right now, if let's just say and assume that Bitcoin continues lower, as I'm going to expect, because obviously my long is very close to hitting my stop loss. As you can see, I'm quite lucky to not have hit it yet. But anyways, let's just assume that Bitcoin decides to go lower, lose 96, 97, then where's the closest possible idea for a long? As I've mentioned on my free Telegram channel in the morning, that maybe the closest long would be a chance of us trying to scalp long. By the way, scalping means that I'm going to enter on a lower time frame and also have my stop loss be very tight, because the closest idea maybe for a long would be at 94.5, which isn't the best support, to be honest, in terms of structure and also for reasons, and to be honest, in terms of confluences, we've got only the point of control and the NPOC, so it isn't much of an important support, but a support nonetheless. Hence why if I lose the first long and then I get a half decent reaction at 94.5, I might, to be honest, try to long all with you guys. But to be honest, I'm going to be assuming that if we lose 96, 97, my total prediction on the lower time frame would be us going much lower. I'm going to be probably waiting for 91, 92. This is the closest area where I'd much prefer, to be honest, trying to long. And let's just assume or say, I wouldn't, to be honest, like to think or think that far ahead, but if we lose, I'm going, as I said, like holding 97 would make me think that we're going to 91, 92. And if we assume that 92k is not being held well, then to be honest, I think I can see clearly an easy ride down from us losing 92 back down to at least 84,000. So I'd never, to be honest, spread around FOMO. I'm not saying that Bitcoin will definitely go lower to 84, but just understand that losing and holding on to 96, 97 as resistance would have actually caused maybe the beginning of a much deeper retracement. Hence why I'd probably stay away from longing. The only maybe idea to try at least to scalp would be at least 92, because I'd understand that losing 92 would probably cause a much deeper drop to 84 or even 82, guys. So please be cautious. And also similarly, that would, if this happens on Bitcoin, by the way, this would be a drop if I make a measurement right now. to 92k would be actually 4% down, but losing 92, 91 would probably cause a 10% or 11% down, move down. As I said, guys, I've been making it quite clear that please stay away from long in ETH for the time being, because I've been saying for a while that losing and holding on to 3,300 as resistance, as we are doing right now, would make me expect right now in probably the next couple of hours a much deeper drop to 2,600. So please do not take my words as someone who's asking you to sell right now, because obviously I'd never give you advice or recommend selling at the lows. But at least if you have a short open, just keep it open, but also stop thinking about longing. Please do not try to randomly long. Like maybe on Bitcoin we could have some other possibilities like the 94 as scalp, 92 as maybe also a scalp, but to be honest on ETH I'd like to stay away from like trying to spot buy it, future buy it, long, whatever, till it reaches actually 2,600. So I need to be very cautious on ETH especially, and ETH dropping that much would probably mean that all or the entire of the market, crypto market, especially the little altcoins, will probably be dumped down so hard. So please be cautious and also avoid to take random longs, and at least wait for us to maybe reclaim 97 or go down to 92. Thank you guys for understanding this area. I just wanted to make it quite clear, brothers. Thank you for showing up, and also thank you for your comments. I just wanted to quickly come up with you guys. Sorry for taking maybe 30 minutes. I wanted to actually go live 15 minutes earlier, but I just tried my best to actually get all the stuff done. So if you have questions, if you have comments, please drop them right now down below, guys. I want to stay for as long as possible. I know that this timing is one of the most important and crucial timing, to be honest. Even if it's Friday, I'd hate, to be honest, to stay away from you guys. I always try not only to show up when the price is doing well, when we got pumps happening, but also especially more importantly for me to stick around once or whenever the price is going down. So even though we might not say much, even though I might not add something that is too important after I've said the most important stuff right now, but I'm going to stick around, wait for maybe the hit of 94, and if we get a good reaction, I'm going to actually jump into a long with you. But if we decide that this reaction is bad, I'm going to make it quite clear for everybody to avoid longing. But I'm quite happy, to be honest, not to brag about, as you can see, we got stop loss, not to brag about me taking the shorts from the all-time high and also these shorts, but most importantly, I'm more proud, to be honest, for showing and even like immediately jump into a live stream before my stop loss gets hit on the long. To be honest, like most YouTubers or traders or quote-unquote traders would actually wait for the stop loss to go to be hit and then go live and make it seem as if they decided not to long. But because I made a quite clear, transparent post whenever I wanted to long here at 97, and I also decided to actually show it to you guys and just explain to you guys that I'm also human, because I know that the past week or two have been actually super great in terms of actually calling the shots, knowing the market, and also quite close into moving the market. Hence why I want to also show you guys that I also take losses, but the losses are always quite small. Why? Because I managed to hold on into the winners for longer, which would allow me much better chances of me not randomly longing, but at least try to go against the market by longing with a tight stop loss, with the understanding if my stop loss gets hit, it's not only going to take me out and then pump, but it's probably going to fall down lower. Hence why I always try to have my shorts open, so I can have a short open with the market and then try to beat the market by having little bit of random ideas for a long. And I'm saying random here, meaning that it's just against the trend, not totally random if you take it seriously. Let me just quickly do something here, and then I'm going to pop in the comment section and see what kind of questions we get right now. Hopefully, guys, you've been doing well. If you have not been able to make money by at least trading the shorts, we've been saying at least just you could have hopefully avoided taking random longs. I've been making quite clear. Even yesterday, guys, I've been all along with you making a live stream and then a video, and also on the free Telegram channel every single hour. I've been popping out on the channel and telling you guys some important stuff. So hopefully the ones who are actually subscribed to the free Telegram channel and also on my YouTube channel should have known or understood what was happening whilst the price was dropping, because obviously we had multiple ideas for maybe trying to long. I spoke about how 101 could be a scalp, 100 could be a scalp, 98 could be even a scalp, but then I stayed with you guys all along, just posting every single hour, explaining how I see no good bullish reaction and I'm going to be waiting for lower. So hopefully everybody had actually understood and followed along by by holding on to the shorts, because obviously whenever I come to the chat or come to the channel and say something around that there's no bullish reaction, I'm going to be waiting for lower. I'm expecting lower. Whenever I see these kind of these kind of sentences, hopefully everybody is able not only understand to avoid longs, but also much important to at least hold on to the shorts. So hopefully everybody that have been following the channel for at least the past week or so could have actually have had a short taken from some good pumps, from some good tops, and then enjoying and making money whilst we go down. Because as they share, to be honest, I never cared much about the fact whether we're dumping or whether in a bear market or not, because I always or only think about where is the closest next good, to be honest, either long or short. Hence why I'm quite enjoying the drop. I wouldn't be honest, like be totally happy. I know that whenever we see these crashes, everybody's losing money, and that would obviously would be totally awful for everybody that is investing into the market. But as a day trader, I cannot lie and tell you that I'm not happy by making money with you guys. Obviously, the most important thing is just to be transparent, not to show you only the winners, but just to explain to you guys that you can actually like win and lose, and it's not about actually the win rate. I'm not making it seem, even though that my content and also my trades have been quite precise and accurate in the past week, but I'm just showing you guys that as a human, as a profitable day trader, it's not about trying to have my win rate, quote unquote win rate, as a 10 out of 10 or 100%. It's more about how much I win when I'm right and how much I lose when I'm quote unquote wrong, because I'm using wrong in quotes, because you're never actually wrong. Like you can actually maybe have made mistakes in terms of why you've entered a trade, but for the most time, once you've at least like covered 90 to 80% of the learning curve within trading, the rest is probably just not you making mistakes, but the randomness of trading, because trading is random, the market is random. Even though you learn stuff, you understand stuff, but you'll always like not lose trades because of your own fault. Sometimes yes, you can actually have responsibility and think where or exactly you did wrong or you went wrong, but once you come at a level, whatever happens is up to the market, brothers. So hopefully you understand that even we take losses, it's not necessarily that we've made a mistake. Sometimes I do make mistakes, but most of the times losing is just part of trading. It's just the whole idea or the whole premise of trading or profitable trading is actually not to try to have a win rate very high, but at least minimize the amount of losses. Hence why it's more important to look at the P&L, the monthly P&L or even the yearly P&L before judging if you are a profitable trader or not. So let me quickly read the comments, guys. Sorry for not reading them for the first 15 minutes. We've got Travis in the chat. He's been waiting. Thank you, brother, for waiting. We got Hobby Mountain, Vikrant, Will, we did see this coming. Thank you, brother, and good evening to you also, whatever you are. Good morning or good evening, brothers. Justin, printing massive profits on yesterday's short. That's quite nice, to be honest. Thank you, brother. We've got Christopher in the chat. Alexander, Vikrant said, are we gonna bounce from 94? To be honest, I'd never know. Like I just want to pop out with the live stream and just watch the market along with you, brothers. Like I'd have no idea. I could not tell you if where exactly we're going to bounce, because if I know, then I'm going to obviously just close my short and open a long. But as explained, guys, that I do take losses, but at least I have the short open that would protect me from losing that much money. And when the price goes lower, I'm going to have my long with the stop loss being hit, and then the short will obviously make more money or increase in profits. As you can see, like even right now, like I had taken a long, I think at around 97. As you can see, the price tried, like it fought back for a while, and then we saw a much lower drop. So you see how like my stop loss gets hit, and then the price goes lower. Like it's very rare that I only get stopped out. I'm not saying that I'm the best trader, but the whole idea of setting a stop loss and choosing and picking where exactly are your entries, that would actually make you a much better trader in terms of why. If you have a short open and then you try a long, then if you get the stop loss from the long being hit, it's quite rare that it takes me out and then it goes much higher. Like it's quite common, or it's quite more common that we actually go lower, hit my stop loss, and then continue lower. Hence why I'm trying to pick the best area where if my long is invalidated, the short would make more money because we're going to drop even higher. So as you can see, I also got my as you can see here, my order flow app open. Unfortunately, I have not yet set up my new max so please bear with me, guys. I still got it on my laptop as I've been doing for the past week. I got my order flow app where I see the longs and the shorts opening, and I'm going to continue following and updating you guys whether I see something bullish or bearish. For the time being, to be honest, it's totally bearish. The shorts are being opening or have been opening since the morning, but as I told you guys, like opening or shorts being open is quite, to be honest, bearish if the price is actually respecting and moving downwards. So it's not totally, or do not take me as someone who's always looks for shorts to be stuck. Do not take it as whenever I talk about shorts opening, that isn't something that's totally bullish. Like opening, the increasing amount of shorts being open is usually bearish in the context of the price falling lower or dropping even lower. So as you can see, the price going lower. So what am I going to do exactly? If you want to ask me, just watch and just be happy about my shorts. I'm not going to do anything else, to be honest. As I've said in the beginning, like 94 is not the best, to be honest, long. I'm probably even going to decide not to long here. Like at either, let's say we bounce from 94. I'm probably going to be waiting for 97 to be reclaimed and then maybe think of a long. That would much better protect me against us, like hitting this and then falling much lower to 92. So to be honest, if you want to ask me, I'd have or set 96, 97 as my support, or sorry, my resistance, and then 92, 91 as my support line, and then have 94 as just the middle point where I'm going to be watching the market clearly, to be honest, because I do not want to take a random long here, especially because the New York session is not opening for after 1 hour 45 minutes. So we've got still almost close to 2 hours of us waiting till the market of New York session opens. As I told you guys, New York session is the most important market, or the most important area or timing where the volume actually is totally respected. Hence why I'd like to wait for longer here. Let's watch on the 15-minute time frame and see how the market is reacting. As you can see, on the lower time frame, maybe on the 1 hour time frame or one minute time frame, we can see a bounce from 94. But to be honest, I'm not totally with the idea of actually trying to randomly, or not even randomly, but at least taking like these risky longs a lot. As you can see, let me open up the chart. As you can see, what I mostly see on the order flow app right now is that longs are being liquidated. So most of the job that has happened, especially from 97 back down to 94, is mainly and mostly just longs being liquidated. And as you know, guys, whenever, if you do not understand how futures work, whenever, let's just say, for example, I have a long open, if my long is liquidated, that would mean a close of a long would result in a sell order. Hence why whenever we get a bunch of longs being liquidated, that would cause a cascade of the price falling lower. Why? Because closing longs would equal selling, and selling causes the price to go lower, and causing the price to go lower would actually cause more liquidations. See how it's a snowball of actually it's a bit of a dump and then liquidations, and liquidation causing a dump, and a dump causing a liquidation. So it's going to keep on going further down until the buyers jump in. But for the time being, whilst I see no buying pressure, I see that right now we are outside the New York session, and I see a huge liquidations being happening. To be honest, any sort of like bumps that could occur right now would probably be just from the sake of shorts also like being liquidated, because I do not see any buying pressure jumping in. I do not see the market respecting these areas, or at least showing some interest in buying up the price all the way up to the at least 97, 98. Hence why I think it's much better, to be honest, of us holding on and actually waiting for the comments. As you can see, we've got Justin printing massive profits on yesterday's short. Thank you, brother. We got, let me see. Good morning, sir. Good morning to you too. I totally like the fact that we've got multiple people from different areas, to be honest, or countries. Like, so we got some people jumping in at night, we got some people jumping in on the morning, guys. So thank you for actually showing up. We've got Wayne in the chat, over 100 people watching, only 5 likes. Let's run the likes, smash the likes. Thank you, Wayne, brother, for showing up at 7 a.m. as you've been doing always. And I totally appreciate everybody that have been showing up, not only because I must, like as promised, guys, whenever I start, or I made the promise to start going live every single day, Monday to Friday on the channel, I'm always going to keep it. So don't worry, guys, consistency is something that I'm good with. as long as the price, or as long as I'm good in good health, or at least 50%, 30%, I'm always going to show up, guys. Just make sure that you've got the notification bell open. And also, as I told you guys, it's at 7 a.m. Eastern time, so hopefully we're going to stick with the same timing. I think it has been quite working well for everybody who's also in the US, and also European, and also Asia. So it's quite works well. And also Australia, I think it's evening right now. So thank you, brothers, for your nice comments. We've got the moon in the comments. Not over yet, Carl. Thank you, brother, for showing up. Great job on the short, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The myth, the man, and the legend. Thank you for showing up. We got Carl. Maybe we can sometimes get you as a guest in our show on Champs Crypto on live. Thank you, brother, for showing up. What app do you use for the order flow? I'm using ExoChart, EXO Charts. It's just basically an app that connects to whatever exchange you're using, and then it would show you how many longs and shorts are being open. So that's basically the premise of it. So I have the data of the app is connected to the exchange, and then I see how many shorts are opening, how many longs are opening, and also how many longs and shorts are being liquidated. And that way I can not totally read the market, but at least have a clear idea of where or who's exactly buying. Because, guys, just to keep it quite simple, the market, the whole idea for the market and how the price is moving is just buying and selling. I know that sounds quite simple, but some people are overcomplicated. Hence why the main reason, or the main reason why I was able, not totally, like, I didn't predict the price to go lower, but I understood the market structure. I also understood the lack of buyers and the strength of sellers. Hence why it's always quite good to have that in hand, especially because TradingView just gives you maybe the surface level knowledge in terms of the market, but the rest is totally in behind the exchanges and the data flow. We got Tam said Exo charts. Yeah, exactly, brother. Black said it's hot. That happens when it's dumping. We've got Alpha. Thank you, brother. Good morning to you, brother. Trace. We got Trace said, okay, slow down, brother. How's your day? Thank you, brother. Thank you for asking me. When does New York session open in Dubai Standard Time? It opens at 6:30 p.m. Thank you for your question. We got Jay said, this guy talking to himself. He's not paying plus any attention. Sorry, brother, for not showing any love in the chat. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to actually make everybody happy, because some people are like would tell me that just focus on the TA, stop looking at the chat, because especially I'm the kind of guy that would go in huge tangents if I get a good question, but I'm trying to do both. So we started with full 15 minutes of me speaking, and right now I'm trying to actually pay more close attention to you, brothers. So thank you for showing up. We've got Hamza. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, brother. We got Vikran said, in such days we deserve extra 10 minutes of life. No worries, brother. If you want this, then I'm all ears, brothers. And we're running a democracy here. We've got Energy said, thank you. I didn't listen and missed some important steps. I closed the short position completely and opened a long. My mistake. I closed all position and I'm waiting for updates. Thank you, brother. It's all good, to be honest, because we're all learning here. So it happens. As I told you guys, especially the idea of having longs and short being opened, or at least having them at the same time, is quite confusing, especially if someone is just getting into day trading. Hence why it's totally fine, brothers. But just keep in mind that especially on weeks, you have always the chance and the ability and the feature of you having isolated and separated all together. That would mean that you can literally like open multiple longs at different entries, and also having a longs and shorts. Now, I even got one question, I think that I got it like 2 weeks ago, that someone said like, how does it make sense for you to have a long open and a short open? Wouldn't they like cancel each other out? That's totally wrong, brothers. Like, if you have a short that's taken from a top, and then you try to long here, and your shorts is already in a huge profits, and you've got the stop loss at break even, it doesn't matter that they're totally unrelated. You can have longs and have shorts at the same time. Hence why it's much, to be honest, better to have them on at the same time, because having a short open and then like trying random longs would give you the freedom of actually testing out and playing around with ideas, to be honest. Hence why, as you can see, I'm the kind of person to be trying, like, even though like you see me winning with a great short from the top, I even, by the way, guys, I know that I haven't been able to show it on the screen. I can maybe waste 2 minutes of my time to transfer the photo from my phone to the live stream. But if you wanna just double check, just go on my free Telegram channel. It's down below in the comments. I think the second link. Go, you'll see the all-time high short that I still got open on weeks. I still got it open. It's just on a different weeks account. So as you can see, the reason why or how I managed to always, quote unquote, always sell the top is not about me being the best trader. It's mostly about me trying to short when the market is going higher. Like for example, today, like an hour, literally 20 minutes ago, I was stopped out of a long here as it's shown you guys. So the reason why, yeah, most of the times people make it or would see that, oh, this guy always has shorts from the top and longs from the bottoms, is because I always keep on trying. So it's not about win rate. I'd never make it seem that I win all of my trades. It's only because I know how to keep my winners open for as long as possible. Hence why I've got my all-time high short. I got my 106 short. I even had a short, by the way, guys, from 103.7, but unfortunately I had moved my stop loss at break even. As you can see, just to be totally transparent, guys, as you know, guys, yesterday I made a video and also a live stream, and I spoke about how I managed to call that call the top 3 times, and from these 3 times I managed to get into 2 shorts of these. Like I managed to get the short that I still got open here at 107, but later on I even was able to get a short that I also shared with you guys at 103.8. But if someone is questioning or is thinking to himself, where has the 103 short has like, where has it vanished? Basically, just to keep it quite truthful and honest with you guys, that I had taken profits here and then the price actually traced. Let me show you quickly, guys, how sometimes not every short or not every profitable trade is shown, because as you can see on the lower time frame, I like immediately, like I had my stop a short here as shown from yesterday. And then I was quite unlucky to have moved my stop loss at break even. Hence why when the price has just jumped up a bit, took me out, or not to totally took me out, but hit my stop loss break even and then went down. But I was quite also lucky, not lucky, but at least I knew that I had left my short open from 106.7. Hence why I'm quite doing alright myself. To be honest, I would have loved to have held or had gotten the chance to hold the best 2 possible shorts for the past 3 days. But to be honest, I just want to keep it totally real with you by always having my week's exchange portal on. Why? Because I'm not going to lie and tell you that I have a short open that was already taken out. I know that is quite unfortunate that we only got taken out as the price had went up a bit, wicked up a bit, and then went lower. But doesn't matter, to be honest, because I always try to put transparency first in terms of actually showing you when I make money by having a short open, showing you when I lose money by having a long being stopped out literally in front of you guys 10 minutes ago, and also whenever I literally do not make any money or lose money just by having my stop loss hit at break even. Does not matter, to be honest. So thank you, brother, for showing up and actually for your nice comments. We've got Michael in the chat. Hello, brother, how are you doing? Are we in wave 3? Then we'll have wave 4 up and then wave 5 down. To be honest, I do not trade much or care much about Elliott waves, but if we entertain this idea, I'm not sure what wave you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about this downtrending move. To be honest, the structure is totally bearish, guys. Like I wouldn't be, I'd hate the fact that I'm to be the kind of guy to tell you that it's bear market, because I understand as retailers or as beginners, if I spread this fact around, most of the beginners would sell at the lows. But please, guys, do not take me being a bit or more than a bit bearish and talking about the fact that maybe we can even go as low as 82 in a matter of days. Do not take it as a sign or an advice or a recommendation or a suggestion, whatever kind of synonym I want to use. Do not take it as someone telling you to sell at the lows. Please, like, forget about breaking structure, forget about breaking trend lines. It literally does not make sense to sell here. Like, where were you when the Bitcoin price was pumping? Like, please think only about taking profits and buying, or sorry, about and selling when the price is going higher. I wouldn't like to bring it up again, but just to give you a better idea, guys, especially because right now we got a lot of viewers on the concurrent views right now on the live. So I want to make it quite clear, guys, that if you've been a watcher or a viewer or a sub for, I think, maybe more than 3 months. Most of you guys are brand new, but just to quickly show you like when exactly did I sell ETH, not to brag about it, but just to give you something that is quite educational. To be honest, if I go way lower in terms of videos, you'll clearly see that I made a video 3 months ago or maybe 2 months ago, I'm not sure. Just let me quickly find it. You'll see when exactly did I sell ETH. Many of you guys, especially because previously I had a much smaller following on my English channel, but many of you guys were questioning the fact of me selling ETH. Like, as you can see, 2 months ago, it's actually more than 2 months ago. It's like maybe or close to 3 months ago, but 2 months and a half maybe. I literally made a video, as you can see, on the 23rd of August. If you want to go back to the chart and see when exactly was the 23rd of August, you'll find out that this is actually and precisely the all-time high. I'm not making it seem as if, oh, this guy has a short from the all-time high on Bitcoin. He sold ETH at the all-time high. I'm not saying that I'm the best. I'm just showing you guys that even though I did not know if this would end up to being the all-time high at ETH, I chose a reasonable time to take profits. When everybody was waiting for 5k, I decided to sell just below and just under 48 or just under $5,000 at $4,815. And just for some extra proof, because I know that many of you guys have totally a reasonable question of like, show us proof that you sold. Hopefully I'm going to find a screenshot of the sell order of my spot holdings and ETH and just share it with you guys. But anyways, if you go take a quick look, you'll see exactly. If I remove the week's banner, as you can see, you clearly see that this was literally the time I posted the video and also sold was literally the 23rd of August, literally the all-time high. No, I lied, to be honest, because we wicked down a bit, we wicked up a bit, as you can see, but literally I sold here at $4,815, and then we worked up a bit and then went lower. So as you can see, I think I chose a pretty good time to sell ETH at the all-time highs, even though many viewers were questioning it. I'm not saying that I'm the best. I'm just telling you guys or teaching you guys how to stop thinking or be fearful of selling when the price going lower and you start like as a retailer selling at the lows and buying at the highs. Unfortunately, everybody, and I'm going to say this because maybe we could have entered a bear market by us losing and dropping below 100,000 on Bitcoin, but I'm going to say it because I know that many viewers, most of you guys would not be sticking around for maybe the next couple of weeks or even months or even year or two. I would not care, but just to say it, guys, that trust me, you leaving the market when it's going down is the most wrong thing you can do at least right now, because as I told you guys, please stop missing opportunities. I know what happens. I'm not saying that I'm the best kind of guy, I'm the best kind of trader, but I know that most retailers get sad or get maybe scared when the price is going lower, and then they leave the market. They let the market literally hit the most important, best opportunistic areas to buy, and then they miss them all, and then they come out of their hole whenever the price starts pumping up. Like, where were you when ETH was at 1,300, 1,700, at least even 2,500? Like, why most retailers buy at the top? Now, I'm not saying that I'm the best, but I want to teach you guys a good, valuable lesson to not leave the market now and also not sell now randomly. Please do not be scared. Even though I see some weakness in the market, even though I see that going lower to 84 is quite possible. I'm never going to predict it, but I'm saying that's possible. Also on ETH, we can as easy right now drop even lower to 2,500, 2,600. I think I've said that before, but with all that being said, I do not recommend you guys selling randomly. As I told you guys, as a retailer, stop spot or shorting the lows and longing and buying the highs. Please always be ahead of the herd by selling at the highs and by longing at the lows, not to get it all confused. So let me right now, after I'm done with my lecture, hopefully I didn't bore you guys with all this shenanigan. Let me quickly take a quick look on the comments. If you have a question or something that is interesting, just drop them down below on the comments, brother. I'm always trying to take a look at them. The comments, we've got Alexander said, love your transparency. Thank you, brother. We got Junk Trader in the chat. You are a genius, bro. Thank you. I'm doing my best, brothers. I'm not totally right. I'll never be totally right. I'll get things wrong, as I did right now by longing and then being stopped out. But just because I've been doing it for a while, I know how to manage the market, but I know how to manage my feelings, which would much be easier than managing or expecting or predicting the market. Would never be able to predict the market, but at least I can hold myself from doing something that doesn't make sense for the time being. So by the way, guys, I haven't been I'm not like totally new on the content market here, because I've been making content for almost or close to 3-4 years now. We closely have close to 820 videos on my Arabic channel, and also by being consistent, we have almost getting close to 100 videos. I usually just focus on bringing good educational content, and also how many videos I'm making every single day, because to be honest, like the count of videos or live streams I've made on the channel are much, to be honest, more important to me, or rather than just seeing how many subs. I've never cared about subs. I only want to build a good community, so I can have multiple brothers making money whenever I do so. But also just I see the number of videos or live streams as a show of consistency and sticking true to whatever I'm doing on a daily basis. So sorry, guys, for boring you guys with this rant that I've been on, but I just want to quickly take a quick look on the comments. We've got Trace. What do you think about Zcash? Literally no idea. Sorry for boring you, brothers, but I've stopped my love for altcoins ever since day trading and being profitable in day trading, and especially Bitcoin has made me more money than loving random altcoins that would probably crash and dump and probably go like 90% down. So I think that money is I'm following with the money, and money unfortunately is in the more boring stuff, and the boring right now is Bitcoin. So we've got Chase said, oh sorry, Steve before said, appreciate your analysis, thank you, brother. Chase said, dude, you keep on saying the same thing, we get it. Talk to your followers, bro. I'm doing my best, but thank you, brother. Rocky said, what's up, bro? How are you doing, Rocky? Dennis, what's up? Do you use for what? Oh, sorry. What app do you use for order flow? I said exit chart. We got Zloty in the chat. I also have profit on short, but much money lost before that by trying to trade. That's totally alright, brother. If you have a short open, just hold on for it. Move your stop loss, break even, and probably you'll make more money by getting much better trades, honestly, because it's not about actually like remembering or how much. It's just knowing or having at the back of your mind how much you've lost. Just focus on whatever is next and how much you've got left in terms of capital. We've got Alpha in the chat. Hold on, let me see the comments. I think I've missed a few. I think we've got Zloty said Bitcoin is pumping. We got Patrick. Good morning to you, brother. We've got Michael. Closed my cells early. That's totally alright, brother. At least you didn't lose money on it. Like, hopefully going forward you understand how to hold your winners for longer, because totally that would like be the total stress relief or release, brother, or relief, to be honest, because it allows you to be chilling, especially on a Friday evening, watching the price fall lower, and not feeling forced to either sell at the wrong time or long whenever it's hard to long. So it's quite better, to be honest, just to watch the market and enjoy the job and enjoy making money out of it. Me stopped out 103.5 and lost part of the race. That's totally fine. Merzit said they didn't know how to isolate trades. Sorry, just to quickly show it to you guys how to isolate the trades. It's basically just on weeks, because I've been trading on weeks. As you can see on the top right corner, we got isolated, separated, brothers. So that's quite easy how to do it. Just make sure that you've got it, because I think that is one of the most important thing to have, because it allows you to like separate your ideas and your direction. Like, as a day trader, it's not about having a quote-unquote direction that you need to stick with for a whole month. Like, even like I know that sometimes, just because I'm a day trader, and most of the viewers or the retailers that watch my videos, some of you guys, or that's totally fine, but some of you guys are just investors, hence why they get confused about how is this guy sometimes has red arrows and sometimes has green arrows in his thumbnails. Like, sometimes I'm predicting higher and sometimes I'm predicting lower. Like, even though for the past 2 weeks I've been making it quite clear, and think the thumbnails are a good representative or a good reflection of the bearishness that we've been in. But to be honest, like, if you go prior to the 2 weeks period, you'll clearly see how I longed Bitcoin before a pump. Easiest long to profit from. The real pump hasn't started yet. So I think that thumbnails or titles are not good representation of my predictions and my expectations. And also, most importantly, that please remember, as a trader, it's hard, even though I only do these little quick videos of 5 to 7 minutes just to please someone who just wants a little quick nugget of information. But to be honest, it's hard to actually digest or compress every single thing that I want to say into a little video. Hence why it's quite better, to be honest, to go live every single day just to follow the market, and preferably even take trades in front of you guys. And also, just because, as I told you guys, it's quite hard to keep up with the market if you're not watching or following the market or following my analysis on a daily basis. Like, please, you either, as I said, you either watch me every single day or do not watch me for the whole period, because to be honest, like watching a video of mine and then going back to me like after 2 months or a month, you'll be totally confused of how this guy was calling for this and now he's saying the other thing. uh and Boris said, me too. Stopped out at 103.5, lost part of the race. That's totally fine, to be honest. Next Wave said, brother, do you think we are going a little lower? Yes, while we are holding 97 as resistance on the lower time frame, I think hitting 92 is much more probable, to be honest. Said, brother, when we are going to do a group meeting in Dubai? Let's just wait for this community to be built up, but that's totally within my plans, to be honest. We got Patrick said, would you start a short? No. Now, that's totally, or sorry, that would never happen, to be honest. You'd never catch me shorting right now, because I never short whenever it's dumping, guys. Like, I'm the kind of guy to either catch the best short ever or miss out on the market dump, because like it doesn't make sense for me to wait and see a dump and then enter a short, because what usually happens, even if I'm correct about the direction, even though like right now I would tell you that there's a higher likelihood of us going to 92 or 91, I wouldn't trade based on that, because I'm not being offered a setup of a short. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to try and short here whenever the price could actually like as easily pump, and I could still, by the way, be correct. Like, I can still be correct by thinking that 92 91 is possible, but then the market just decides to go higher and then goes back lower. So see how I can easily be liquidated and then for the market to go into my quote-unquote direction. Hence why, please guys, stop thinking about shorting right now. At the dumps whenever the market is going lower. I know that most of you guys are just interested in jumping onto the live just to understand how can I make money out of this dump, but unfortunately, as boring as it is, please do not think of selling or shorting at these current lows, brothers. Let me just quickly take a sip of water, brothers. We got Carl Lover said, what do you think of ETH? Right now, ETH, to be honest, I'm just staying quite away from ETH. I think that, especially with my prediction of lower on Bitcoin, that would make me super bearish on ETH. I think I've said that 20 minutes ago, but just to reiterate, guys, I think that losing, or sorry, once or ever since we've lost, I think in the morning 3,300, I'm going to be expecting much lower drops on ETH. I'm going to be waiting for probably 2,600 as an easy drop. Now, please do not take this as me telling you to short or sell or be scared, but at least avoid long, and see how easy it is, just as a statement, to avoid longs and then maybe have the shorts staying open. So if you have a short on ETH, do not close it, but do not open a new one right now, because a random guy is telling you to short or at least predicting a lower drop at the current moment of time. We've got James said, hold on, brothers, I'm trying to keep up with the comments. Thoughts on the CME gap opening above the current price today? I'm pretty sure that CME gap is going, or sorry, I'm not sure if we have a CME gap right now. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe the CME have taken a vacation randomly. They do that from time to time, but to be honest, I'm not sure. So let me quickly open the chart. To be honest, me personally, I do not care about the CME, guys, brother, by the way, but just to quickly entertain this fact, maybe we've got a little gap. Maybe, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Okay, I see the CME is being closed, I think right now, or it's open. I'm not sure, to be honest, but I don't care about the CME open, CME open, CME gap, whatever CME letter you want to use or prediction you want to use. I do not care about that, guys. Like, I think us like caring about the gaps that are being like formed on Bitcoin wouldn't have made you good setups for the past month or two. So I think just everything that is like too known, brothers, everything that's too famous, please stop actually following. Like CME, I know that's like, oh, we've got the CME gap, oh my god, we got a CME gap at 16k, it's going to 16k, but to be honest, it's hard to actually like get actual setups out of these random predictions. Steve said, do you ever trade gold? Nah, to be honest. Who the hell is deleting my chats? Nah, brother, no one is deleting your chats. Jay said, Mester equals selling, MSTR. I think that's the Taylor's fund. Sui is 1.78. That's totally normal, brothers. Is 71 possible? Yeah, to be honest, that would be possible too. We want to get into in a good trade. Any suggestion right now? To be honest, if you want to trade and you're like literally like forced to get into a trade right now, maybe just go on a 5 minute time frame and find yourself a little random short or long. To be honest, I would not recommend it at the moment of time to be forcing a trade. We all want trades, guys, but to be honest, I'm better off not totally entertaining your needs rather than just giving you what you have to do instead. So to be honest, as much as I'd love to give you an idea for a trade, I see nothing that is close. Like maybe the closest short that I can see is us going and randomly pumping to 101, which is quite hard. And the closest maybe long to be had would be probably hitting 91, 92. So see how most of the times is going to be boring. I'm going to jump in, tell you just to avoid stuff. Just stay away from the chart, brothers. It's not totally about randomly longing. We've got Rafiq in the chat. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, brother, you too. He said 92 CME gap, guys. That's fine. Where can I open a short-term center? No, I'm not sure what you mean, brothers. Good job. Thank you, Bethany. We got Merges said, I don't know how on weeks on some exchange for hedge is another option. Thank you. Yes. By the way, on weeks, it's not called hedge, it's called separated. So separated is the feature or the possibility of actually having shorts and longs being opened with different direction, and also like multiple longs even. So like your longs would not be combined, they would actually be opened differently. So let's just say you open a long at $100,000 and also at 101, you would see different longs, different trades with different liquidations price, and also you can manage them differently. And also on the flip side, or actually you can actually have a short and long open too. Sanchez said, hello, gorgeous people. Remember, you are still all beautiful, even if the market's ugly right now. Love to everyone down here from Australia. Thank you. Thank you so much for jumping with some good positivity in the chat. We got Tyraspol said, next CME gap is at 91. No stop until then. Only dead cat bounce. Whoever knows, or maybe we'll watch and see, guys. To be honest, I'd just give you advice, brother, that just to avoid given like actual like predictions. Like I'd never predict the market or say random predictions. I'd much, to be honest, rather just giving you expectations and if statements, guys. So you never catch me like giving you actual predictions, at least on a higher time frame. Next wave said, would a long at 92k be smart? To be honest, if the reaction is good, then yes. Like nothing is smart or dump is just about how good of a reaction we get. So rather than just having sitting your mind at buying at 91 or 92, just set an alert. See how easy it is. I'm going to set an alert at 92.3, and then once I'm alerted at the Bitcoin price hitting this area, I'm going to see the reaction. Because sometimes, even most of the times, what would happen if you set a limit order on the chart, if you put on a limit order and then for the price to go lower, most of the time what you're dangerously in a situation where maybe the Bitcoin price gets you in, like you enter the trade automatically by the limit order being executed, and then what if the price falls lower? Like I'd never, to be honest, you'd never find me sitting or setting a limit order at a specific support or at a specific possible long, because I need, as a human being with a functional brain, I'd rather have the to be honest, like the ability to decide for myself once we hit a certain area. Vikran said, what are your thoughts on buying small lot of altcoins in spot now, as they might be in the lowest price range if parabolic run is imminent? To be honest, I wouldn't do that. I'd rather just wait for some strength on Bitcoin and then think about like getting altcoins. Like, even though, yes, the idea of maybe right now altcoins have dropped too much, so maybe I can spot invest in them, I'd rather just wait and miss out on the beginning of the pump, if it's going to even happen, and then jump on once we've confirmed the market structure. So before I even think about investing or buying altcoins, I'd rather wait for Bitcoin to show me its hands, or at least tell me where is the closest direction we're going to. But for the time being, I'm seeing a downtrend, I'm seeing structures being broken, I'm seeing possibility for much lower. So why would I invest in an altcoin when it can as easily, especially because if Bitcoin randomly goes down 10%, there's like, I could not literally like give you the idea of how much dump we'll get on every single altcoins. Like I think we've gotten like a demo or a test run when Bitcoin dropped from 118 down to, I think one was I think at 98 maybe, or maybe 103, I'm not sure, but we dumped on the 10th of October. We saw a huge dump. not relatively small on Bitcoin, but on every single altcoins, most of them literally were crushed. Hence why I'd rather not investing them too early, not invest in them because right now they are like on a discount, and I'd rather wait for the pump to happen and then for me to join in, especially for altcoins. Like for Bitcoin, I can try to buy when it's going lower, because even for spot buys, buying Bitcoin at 94, even though I'm going to be expecting 91 for the time being, it's not totally like wrong as an investor, as a spot holder, to start DCAing on your way down, because obviously it's much better to get a question or someone ask me to like if they can invest here, rather than just wanting or actually thinking of investing when we had made the all-time high. So getting the question now is much better for Bitcoin rather than just getting it when Bitcoin was at an all-time high, guys. As you can see, we literally have dropped. Just to quickly remind you guys that we have already dropped from 126 down below to right now 95. So we have dropped, literally Bitcoin has lost a quarter of its value. So it's quite, even though I'm expecting lower, it's quite totally normal to start DCAing on the way down. Maybe just spot buying now, and then a week later you'll buy at 84, a week after that you'll buy at 70. That's totally fine, because Bitcoin has proven that if you hold it for a certain period of time, for over a year, 2 or 3, you can actually make money by holding it. For the rest, and whenever I'm talking about anything else other than Bitcoin, even ETH, like ETH has done a bit of a pump, I think 4 months ago, but other than that we literally had one of the most boring coins. So I think that whatever I say on Bitcoin wouldn't be much applicable for any single altcoin, to be honest, because Bitcoin is much different. It has done something that is quite different. The interest, especially institutionally, is much larger. So hence why, to be honest, I treat Bitcoin as a much different asset class to every single altcoin, even though they're all crypto. Don't get it twisted, guys. Bitcoin is the way to go. I'm not saying in terms of the functionality. I literally have no care in the world about the functionality of every single altcoin. I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I literally don't hold much in terms of like spot investing, but I'm just saying that as a day trader and also as an investor, a random, or not a random, but just a vague suggestion or suggestion and recommendation not to overly love every single altcoin. Whatever you learn about Bitcoin is totally, or would be totally different to whatever you learn about any single altcoin. Like no matter what kind of research you do on an altcoin, what kind of research you do on the team and the founders and their goals and their roadmap, and reading their whole white paper, to be honest, that would be totally like worthless if Bitcoin decides to dump. Bitcoin dumps, everything else will be dumping. Hence why, to be honest, it's much better to day trade Bitcoin, make money out of that, invest into Bitcoin, invest into stocks, and make money as a day trader, rather than just loving crypto. Even though like I know it's boring, because like why most of the people manage to avoid this advice is because obviously most of the crypto lovers are people with at least low portfolio or low capital. Hence why, like me saying that Bitcoin is probably much better would maybe cause them to be sad or maybe mad at me, because obviously they wouldn't be able to get their next 100x on their capital by investing into Bitcoin, or at least even trading Bitcoin. But to be honest, I'd rather give the truth rather than just thinking about the feelings of most buyers, to be honest. So hopefully you quite understood what I want to say. We've got Raj said we have a gap at 92 that has not been closed. That's totally fine. I never cared about that, but thank you, brother. John said, Lucky said it's better to put an alert and then see to out of a long doesn't go any lower. Exactly. Solana long, please. Sol long price, please. Thanks. I'll take a look at Solana right now, guys. Mirza said only alt for me is ETH, Solana and XRP at 80% down market. That's good. To be honest, I'd maybe exclude XRP. I'd rather just maybe ETH and Solana. XRP has dumped a lot, to be honest, so I think it's quite different. Maybe Solana is the only closer one to Bitcoin and ETH, to be honest. So I'd put maybe Bitcoin by itself, and then a large gap in between the first and second place, and then I'll put Solana and ETH together on second place, and then I'll have nothing in between my second place and the third place. I'll have literally an empty shelf. I wouldn't want to have a third place in my altcoins or in my crypto holdings, to be honest. Unfortunately, I'll hold random altcoins for a certain period of time if the market is bullish, but whenever someone is like throwing out the idea of holding a coin for 3-4 years, to be honest, go back, I'm going to say study the history, but at least look at the chart. You'll find out that holding every single altcoin, or not every single, but 99% of the coins, had you held them for at least more than 2 years, you would have lost money by holding it. Trustable said it will take a while for people to get used to the new bear market. For a year, there will be lower lows. That could be true. Also, Patrick said, do you show up on YouTube every day at the same time? Yeah, thank you, brother, for asking that question, because as I think I've put in my bio, I go daily, every single live at 7 a.m. Eastern. Now, 7 a.m. Eastern is basically 4 p.m. Dubai time. So just look it up, put into Google, what is 7 a.m. Eastern in my time, or what is 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Dubai time in my time, whatever you want to, however you want to phrase it. Anyways, you'll find out what or when exactly I go live every single day, guys. By the way, we've been exactly 1 hour. We've hit the 1 hour mark in the live stream. So an easy calculation for you. Just look at when exactly do we start, an hour earlier, and that will be every single day from Monday to Friday at least, because as I told you guys, I'm not sure if everybody knows, but on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, I do not go live on my own channel, but I do go live on the Moon Show channel. I think most of you guys would know me from there, but if you do not know, just go on the live section, subscribe to the Moon, and also just wait for me, because I show up on live Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday and Sundays are exclusive for the weekend show that we do on the Moon Show, but the rest of the week, literally the whole week, or the trading week from Monday to Friday will be on my own channel every single day, never missing a day, because we're always consistent with it, brothers. So if you want to keep up with this the journey, know where the market is going, know where the closest setup, short and long, you're always finding in Champs Crypto, brothers. By the way, I also have an Arabic channel for the Arabic viewers. I've been making content for the past 3 years, so we're close to hitting 1,000 videos. So it's nothing new to me to make content and being consistent. Hence why don't worry, guys, just I'll never miss an upload. Hopefully, I always try to make a little quick video and also go live every single day. Hold on, let me quickly take a look at the comments and also pull up the chart. I see Bitcoin dumping, so that's quite I think that's a quite judgment, or quite good of a judgment, not too long, at 94.5. So see how important it is not only to mention maybe the scalp longs, but also just to keep up with you guys and tell you if we're going to actually get the trade or not. Let me quickly take a look at the comments. We've got Dennis said, do you think we've entered the bear market now, in your opinion? To be honest, I've never seen how, like, what would be the benefit of labeling the market, but just assume that I want to play or entertain the question, then yes, I see that there's high likelihood right now that we have broken structure or broken market structure, and it's quite hard for me to predict an all-time high anytime soon. Like, I see how low of interest in terms of buying, like at these areas. Hopefully, guys, by maybe not tomorrow, but maybe by Monday, hopefully I'm going to set up my new Mac, and I'm going to be able to show you the order flow app, because if you open up an order flow app, I'm using ExoChart, you'll see how lack of interest we've got right now in terms of buying now. So I see market structure being broken. I see in shorts like opening and then pulling the price down, and I also see a lack of buyers fighting on the opposite side. Hence why if you want my opinion, it's more likelier than not that right now we have hit or entered a bearish market. I'd hate to use the term bear market, because I'd never like to put my predictions or my expectations into black and white. Like, it does me no favor, or does me no favor to call it bear market, because what will happen if I put the label of bear market on my trades? It will probably like move me away from trying to long. And to be honest, as a day trader, I'd always want to look for the best next long and shorts. Hence why I see no benefit, at least for myself, as mainly or mostly a trader, to put this put this label on my trading. Dennis said, or is there a small chance we in the bull market? To be honest, I don't care, brother, but it's more likely than not that we have entered a bearish market structure. Vekran said, can you please show the order flow status right now? To be honest, it's hard to summarize the status, but just to give you an idea, because I wouldn't be able to show it to you guys, it's on my laptop. I see shorts being open. I see liquidations from the buyers, and I also see no buyers stepping in, and I also see that the volume is considerably low. So it's, to be honest, I'd much rather wait an hour, because after an hour, exactly an hour from now, or to be precise, an hour and 4 minutes after now, we'll get the market or the New York session open. And on the New York session, we get the most important volume, to be honest. So we got Patrick said 7 a.m. for you is 5 p.m. for, or sorry, 7 a.m. for me is 5 p.m. for you. Thank you, brother. We got Tahar in the chat. So hopefully everybody had understood like how we can literally make money and be chilling with our short open at an amazing top, and then just immediately watching and waiting. Like, I have literally no care in the world if randomly Bitcoin decides to go to 90 or 85 or 80. Why? Because I even hold a short from the all-time high. I'd love, to be honest, to be able to show it to you guys on live, but I'm not sure. I posted it on my free Telegram channel. So if you want to join in, I think I've got the description, the first link, a second link in the description, the free Telegram channel, because as I told you guys, I have nothing to sell you. But actually, just before I forget, I literally spent an hour and 10 minutes without even promoting anything. So if you want to support the channel and also get a nice deposit bonus by using the exchange that I also use for day trading, then I think that Weeks is a good option, to be honest. I'd never force you to move to it, but at least it doesn't require KYC. And if you want to support me by using the referral code and using the first, let me quickly find it. By using the first link in the description, you'll also support the channel and also get the 40% deposit bonus. So it's totally up to you. I like Weeks because it requires no KYC. So the transition from an exchange, from your old exchange to Weeks would be easy. And I also like it because it's actually tailor-made for for day traders. So if you want to actually have constant orders of selling and buying and constantly being a day trader, it's quite, to be honest, perfect to be using Weeks, because they have their platform is actually suitable for actually precisely entering and leaving or closing a trade. So I actually like them. I'm using them myself, but it's totally up to you if you want to actually use them. As I said, just the link is in the description for as I told you guys, because it would benefit me. But as I told you, it's never a must. If you do not want to use my referral code, then be my guest. You can literally look up Weeks on the Google, type in Weeks, you'll find it. But if you want to support me and also get the limited time double rewards, you always got it in the description. So hopefully, guys, you wouldn't have mind this little 5 second, maybe 20 seconds of the ad break. We said Tyrus Bull said Nasdaq futures are big in the red, so the sell-off of Bitcoin will accelerate on the New York market open. Thank you, brother, for this insight. I'm always would like or quite open to seeing or interested in seeing the correlation between the market and the US market, and also as you can see, because like whenever the S&P or the Nasdaq are dropping, we always see Bitcoin following suit. Like, even though the phrasing, most of the thing that the people are buying Bitcoin for is mainly because they think it goes against the traditional markets. But I'm not saying that won't do that like in the futures, but for the time being, as proven by how much it follows the Nasdaq and the S&P, we clearly see that there's literally high correlation in terms of they pump together and they dump together. And if you do not believe me, just literally like open up a chart and compare them together. And by the way, guys, like I'd compare S&P or Bitcoin to the S&P to how ETH is to every single alt. So hold on. Bitcoin, if Bitcoin drops, then every single altcoin would drop. But Bitcoin has also a master, which is S&P and the whole US market. So so think about it this way: like, if we got the S&P going lower, we'll get the Bitcoin price going lower, and if we get the Bitcoin price going lower, we'll get the altcoin going lower. So see how or why I'd much rather like trade the S&P or Bitcoin, because I'd hate to be a day trader of an altcoin. See how like even though if I spend hours and upon hours of making my own analysis and finding the best, like for example support, me entering a trade is more dependent of Bitcoin and the traditional market. Since why, to be honest, for day trading, I'd much rather just look at Bitcoin. From time to time, I do take some longs and shorts on ETH, but other than that, it's quite rare for me to actually long or short a random meme coin, to be honest. That's my own preference and my own, to be honest, I forgot the wording, so whatever. I think we got Vikram said, hey, How brother? How brother? We got Batra on the chat. Hey brother, what's going on? I'm a bit little late. I'm a little bit late. No worries, brother. Thank you for showing up and actually for commenting. I'd always like to see the same faces always showing up. So just to quickly reiterate, guys, that we've got 97, 96 as the main resistance line. Us holding this as resistance would make me probably wait for a drop to 91, 92. Hence why I do not see any reason right now to close my short. As said, this does not mean that you should sell here, but at least avoid longing. And also, if you have a short, then that would be actually the total best scenario, because obviously having a short open would make you totally relax and chill. Hence why I'd much rather just having my short open and wait for lower prices. But me waiting for lower prices, that does not mean or make you sell or short here. Please guys, do not sell at the lows. Be the kind of guy to always sell at the pumps. Do not think about like selling now, but at least avoid longing, because my expectations are for lower for the time being. I'd much rather wait for 92 and see how the market reacts. And just by the way, just to end it off, brothers, just quickly a quick reminder that we always got the main and most important links in the description. If you want to use weeks and move to weeks, it has no KYC, and also using my referral code would help me and help you by getting the time limited double rewards. As you can see, by depositing you'd get the deposit bonus. And also, hopefully, we'll start a new trading competition as a nice reward for everybody that had made an account using my own referral code, brothers. So if you want to already prepare for an upcoming trading competition, make an account with weeks. It literally requires no KYC. So I think it would take you maybe 2 minutes to get the account up and running. And we also got the free Telegram channel here that I'd maybe post on it whenever I see something that is new. I might actually come up on the channel and make a quick little post or update on whatever I'm thinking Bitcoin is going to do next. So thank you, brothers, for sticking up and showing up every single day. I think that should be it for now, because I think the market is quite boring right now. We're going to be waiting for lower. We have set the plan, so just follow the plan and stay away from longing. Thank you guys for the support and actually for viewing, and I'll see you and catch you on maybe tomorrow on the weekend